Breaking overnight, an apartment building in Kyiv left in ruins after being slammed with shells.
Incredibly, just 8 people injured at this apartment, but nationwide, at least 137 people now have died in Russia's onslaught.
Overnight, the Ukrainian president said Russia is targeting civilians. He's now urging the international community to do more than issuing sanctions.
Today, the U.S. will seek a condemnation of Russia at the UN Security Council.
It comes as U.S. officials warn that Kyiv could soon fall to Russian forces. CBS's Bradley Blackburn reports from UN headquarters in New York.
Russian forces appear to be converging on Kyiv. Air raid sirens sounded in the Ukrainian capital this morning, followed by reports of explosions across the city. Residents were told to take shelter as world leaders braced for Kyiv to fall.
This is the opening salvo of a massive invasion, and we see this continuing and threatening Kyiv and threatening other major cities in Ukraine.
While it's difficult to verify casualty numbers, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said 137 Ukrainians were killed during the first day of the invasion, and he insists civilians are being targeted. Russian leader Vladimir Putin pressed ahead with the offensive despite widespread condemnation and growing economic sanctions. Here at the United Nations, they've now earmarked $20 million for humanitarian efforts in Ukraine, and diplomats are calling for an immediate end to the hostilities.
I repeat my appeal from last night to President Putin. Stop the military operation. Bring the troops back to Russia.
President Biden blamed Russia for launching what he called a war without cause.
Putin is the aggressor. Putin chose this war. And now he and his country will bear the consequences.
The White House says 80% of Russia's banking assets are now subject to sanctions. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.